Hey everybody, this is Kelly, Flip with Kelly coming at you. How y'all doing today? So today I wanted to talk to you about different types of marketing out there. The three main ways of marketing are, you've got direct mail, which also includes like sticky notes, because a sticky note is basically a letter that you put on somebody's house, or if you want to drop it at the end of their driveway in like a Ziploc bag, maybe on a windy day, throw a rock in there. It's a form of mail or paper or something in writing that you're getting directly to the seller, hopefully. Banded sign's a little different because you're not delivering that to their home. So, but banded signs are highly effective as well. We've gotten deals through banded signs. We've found cash buyers through banded signs. Banded signs are highly effective. So, but the three main types are direct mail, cold calling, and texting. Other forms of marketing, you could do digital banded signs, similar to a banded sign, but it's online. You go on Craigslist or Facebook, somewhere where a lot of people are going to see it, and just put your little ad up. We buy houses, similar to a banded sign, sell your house fast. So what's the difference between direct mail, cold calling, and texting? So, basically you kind of know, right? Direct mail is going to cost you some money. Probably is going to save you some time because it's inbound marketing. Now, how do you do this if you don't have a lot of money? So, essentially, you can go after the most highly motivated sellers, PPV, pushing the P's. You just send out fewer letters to the lower hanging fruit, right? And eventually, if you send out enough of them, you're gonna hit one. So, and that's kind of how I got my start, was doing that. I did a lot of deals before I ever did that, though. You just word of mouth, prospecting. Somebody that knows somebody, or maybe you want to start out buying a trailer house. You can pick up a trailer house for a couple $1,000s, maybe a couple $100. We picked up the house I'm living in right now for free through banded sign. If you get into land contract or what's that other thing called? Subject to. Around here, they're called land contracts. It's similar. It's a little different, but it's very similar. So basically, you just contract to buy a house with, you're not putting any money down. So it's pretty. Some people call them unicorn deals. I guess I'm living in a unicorn house then. Well, this house here, we bought with the promise to put a new roof on it in the summertime. We bought it, I think, in the spring, and it ended up we actually didn't put the roof on until the fall time. And then we eventually did a cash out refi into a traditional mortgage. We fixed the house up a little bit so that the bank would be willing to do a mortgage on it, because it was a little rundown. So I put a new roof on it, put new soffit and fascia on. We put the aluminum around the wood because the squirrels are kind of chewing on it, making some holes. So made it a little nicer. It didn't really stick a whole lot of money into it. Maybe $6,000 if you can get your relatives to work on the roof for you like we did. We paid them. We just didn't probably pay the professional roofing price, of a roofing contractor. And then we went to closing. We got $12,000 back cash out refi. And the seller was responsible enough, because we bought the house for below what he owed on it. He owed like maybe $48,000. We bought it from him for $40,000. The seller brought $8,000 to the closing. He was responsible. He saved up his money, because we told him in advance, you're going to have to bring some money to closing, because, we're buying it for 40, you owe 48, so you have to bring 8,000 to closing. Now, not every seller is going to do this and be responsible to do that. Then what recourse do you have if the seller does not bring the 8,000 to closing? So you can do the cash out refi out of the land contract or the subject to into to transition into the traditional mortgage. You would have to sue the seller. So it is risky, but it went well for us on that deal, on this deal, in this house. And since then, housing prices have went way up. So like if I was to sell this house today, granted, I would probably have to fix it up a little more than it is. I'd probably have to replace we've already replaced some of the flooring. After we got into the mortgage, we replaced some flooring just because it needed some flooring and we wanted to replace it. But we'd have to do some fixing up on it to get it market ready, but we could turn it over for probably a pretty decent penny. So there's more equity, more money to be made yet in this property. Like if I wanted to do what is it called when you live in it for a while and you basically just flip it, house hack or whatever. But so those are the three main ways of marketing. Delved into this deal a little bit. I could talk about other deals that we've done, but so the main difference is you can send out direct mail if you want. If you've got some money, go after the lower hanging fruit. And then maybe on the iffier deals, or the deals that are not low hanging fruit, you could cold call them if you don't have a lot of money. And then how do you go about getting the phone numbers? You got to skip trace. How do you skip trace? You need a list of leads to skip trace. How do you get those list of leads? Well, you can go out driving for dollars, write down addresses, or if you'd rather use a software, or you could pull a government list, which is free, but it takes a little bit of time. You can use a software to pull leads. Now, if you use software, other people are going to have access to the software, so realize you may have some competition doing that. So it's kind of like, do you want to spend a little more time, a little more money? Do you want to use a software so you can go through a long list faster, but you're going to have to go through probably thousands of leads to get a deal, which is fine. I mean, if you got the time, the cash buyer's got the money, honey. So, and then texting, you can text blast. So that's another game. In the text blasting, there again, it's going to be a higher volume. But if you there's two different ways to get leads through texting. So one way is just to use your phone and Google Voice. Maybe you've got more than one phone, or maybe if you don't, you could use a family or friend's phone, utilize a Google Voice off of their number, and I believe you can send out 2 texts an hour without getting your, messing it up, because you don't want to get your Google Voice number banned, and you don't want to start getting like spammed or whatever. So I think you can send out 2 texts an hour per phone number, like 2 off of your mobile, 2 off of your Google Voice. And if you've got multiple accounts, then you've got multiple phone numbers you can do that with. The other way is to use the software, and then you gotta, if you want to do the more high volume way, which in that case you're going to be you gotta carefully do your text messages so as not to get spammed that way. So there's rules of the game. You've got got to filter your words so that you don't get flagged on those keywords. So that's a whole nother different ball game. But in the beginning, when you're first starting out, I would choose just one. Do you want to go with direct mail? Do you want to go with cold calling? Or do you want to go with texting? And give it a good go. Like, don't just do it for a little bit and say this don't work, because it's a high volume game. So if you want to do cold calling, you think that's the best option for you, for your situation at this time, go with just cold calling. Get that ramped up, master it, or find out, hey, I've tried this for several weeks, months, however long it takes you to figure it out, that, hey, this is working pretty good. I'm getting leads, I'm getting contracts, I'm getting deals closed, I'm getting some money. Get that to where you either master it or you've tried it long enough to where you figure out, hey, this just isn't for me. Like, this don't fit my schedule. This is taking too much time, or this, I'm happy to spend the time doing this, and this is producing me money, and I'm good with this. So once you get that mastered, then move on to add in additional, cold calling or texting or direct mail. Add one more to your game. So anyways, yeah, that's what I would suggest. And then just choose one form. And then if you're just wholesaling, if it works out to where you want to move into the house and make it your own, like we did with this one, back when I knew hardly nothing about wholesaling and couldn't make the wholesale deal work, but over a period of months, gaining trust,